Back to the Armchair Meddler, where I review news videos, usually of a sensational nature, and I give you my opinion. Even though Ian asked for my opinion, that's what makes me an Armchair Meddler. Okay, so today we are going to look at someone, or I guess a few people, attacked by vicious dogs. Okay, so this could be kind of ugly. All right, elderly man killed. Oh, wow. Okay. Elderly man killed, 2 others injured after West Side dog attack, officials say. Wow. Okay. So I want to remind you that I have not watched this video previously, so I will be experiencing it along with you for the first time. But before we do that, please make sure you're subscribed. Also press that like button. Now let's not delay. Let's get right into the video.
Are they yours?
Yep.
Get them away from us. He's already bitten me, possibly killed another person.
Get them away from us. A horrific scene. An elderly man mauled and killed this afternoon by 2 dogs.
And we do want to warn you, the details and the video we're about to show you are hard to watch. This is part of the video, part of that attack that we can show you, the bloody scene on...
Whoa. Okay, so what did I just see? Did I see, look like maybe 2 officers with axes? Let me rewind this. Yeah, so I see 2 officers. It looks like they're holding axes. And there's I think that's a 3rd officer on the hood of a car. Wow, and then I think that dog right there, I think that's a pit bull that kind of has them backed up. Yeah, that pit bull appears to be standing its ground with them, but let's get back into the video.
The bloody scene unfolding in front of witnesses on Depler Street off of Couples Road on the west side. Firefighters say they had to use their emergency tools just to try to get these dogs away from the man they had mauled just feet away.
Yeah, his body behind that trash can. Patty Santos on the scene where she has been talking to neighbors who are just getting word that a man was killed. In many ways, Patty, I have to think this is their worst nightmare.
Yeah, and as horrific as this attack was, they tell me they have been living in fear for a very long time of being attacked by these dogs, and now they're angry that an 80-year-old man and his wife were mauled by these dogs. Take a look. This is a video that a neighbor took, the 2 dogs going after firefighters, and basically firefighters just pulled up and...
Oh, okay, so those are firemen. I thought they were police officers. Okay, that makes more sense because I'm sure the police would have shot them. My goodness. Okay, I have that completely wrong. Wow. So, okay, so it sounds like the firemen, the fire department, were responding to this issue with the elderly man who had been fatally mauled by these dogs. So they show up to help this man, apparently, and they can't even attempt to treat this man because the dogs won't let them anywhere near the man. So yeah, I think that's what happened, but let's find out for sure by getting back into the video.
Started a rescue to keep the dogs away from the victims. A firefighter was also bitten, and a 4th person was taken to the hospital with a hand bite. Chief Hood says this was such an out-of-the-ordinary call. It was even traumatic for his crew.
Firefighters were very heroic in this instance, fighting off these pit bulls with pickaxes and pike poles to try to get to the patients. During that time, one of the captain on the ladder was bitten in the leg. Thankfully, he is okay. Unfortunately, we do have 2 people that were mauled by these dogs.
And just about an hour ago, the 2 dogs were taken away by ACS while the investigation is underway. A 3rd dog was also taken away from the home, but the dogs have already bitten people in the past, and ACS says the dogs will return.
Okay, hold up. What the heck? So the dogs had already bitten people in the past? Okay, so they were never taken away, and it was allowed to escalate to this point? To them actually killing the man? What in the world? Now I'm wondering about a 3rd dog was taken away. I wonder if perhaps that dog was innocent, because we just see 2 dogs here. that are being aggressive with these firefighters. So let's continue.
After they were quarantined, they've also told us that they've been called to this neighborhood about complaints dealing with dogs. Coming up at 6, you're going to hear from a woman who says her son was bitten by these dogs, and she's angry that it took someone dying for these dogs to be removed from this neighborhood. We'll send it back to you.
Okay, so first of all, I want to say that these owners should be ashamed. Yeah, they need to... They need to be sued. They're saying that a young man had been bitten previously. Now, the elderly man, I don't know, maybe I missed that. What was the elderly man's relation to all this? Is this just the neighbor who was walking down the street? I'm trying to understand this. Let's continue.
They were apparently just out for a walk when it turned horrific. San Antonio firefighters jump in to try and save an elderly couple from being mauled to death. The 80-year-old was killed in the attack, his wife in critical condition at this hour.
The night team's Patty Santos.
My gosh, I hear this. I'm just like, what the heck is going on? Okay, if these dogs had a previous violent history, why were they just allowed to carry on like this? Where a man had to lose his life, okay, the wife loses her husband. The wife, in fact, she may not survive. She's in critical condition. What in the world?
Joins us now live near Couples where this happened, and she's going to explain why Animal Care Services had taken the dogs away in the past, but then brought them back. How did that happen, Patty?
The mother of a man who was bitten by these dogs in the past and who took a video that you're about to see was really overwhelmed with emotions to find out that there was a person that died as a result of this, thinking this could have been her son or even her grandchildren. Take a look. This is the video that she took of firefighters trying to rescue the victims being mauled using any tool they had to hit the dogs and to push them away. One firefighter was bitten in the leg by the dogs. Sylvia Avila says the dogs got into her property and bit her son. Now, others neighbors say the dogs have been allowed to roam the streets for months.
Desafortunadamente no podemos llevarlos hasta que ellos hagan algo. ¿Le toca a mi hijo? ¿Le toca a mis nietos? No, por favor.
And Sylvia Avila says the neighborhood's appeals to the dog owners to secure them in their property fell on apathetic ears. Their plea to officers to take the dogs away also ignored. ACS says the dogs were quarantined for a bite, but the bite was minor, and there was no affidavit to follow the...
Wait, so the pleas from the officers to take the dogs away previously were ignored. Okay, that sounds like there could be a lawsuit coming, definitely against the city, and I would say definitely, definitely from, unfortunately, this man who lost his life and the woman who's in critical condition. Definitely a lawsuit coming from the family of these people. And then I don't know when this dog bite happened to this young man. I forget what they said in the story. But he could file a lawsuit against the city because they failed to take the dogs away. I don't know. That one's a little bit questionable. But definitely the dog owners can be sued for sure. But more than likely, when it comes to the man who lost his life and the woman who's in critical condition, hopefully she recovers from this. We pray that happens. But yeah, the city will definitely be sued because if they hire an attorney, which I'm sure that they will, they're definitely going to go after the city because that's where the deep pockets are. I don't know if they're also going to go after the owners of the dogs. I don't know if they would do that because, yeah, I don't know if a lawyer's going to want to waste their time with that, a little small fish, when they can go after the big fish, which is the city.
Case, so the dogs will return to the owners. A total of 3 dogs were removed from the home. The investigation into this attack and the past involving these dogs could also result in charges, but what those charges are, investigators would not say. We know that the couple attacked was not even from this neighborhood, but just...
So real quick, excuse me, real quick, the people who own these dogs or own these dogs, should never be allowed to own another dog in their life. Okay? Give them the Michael Vick treatment where they are not allowed to own another dog, because clearly they are very irresponsible. Okay, the dogs were allowed to roam the neighborhood. The dogs had bitten people previously in the past. So yes, these are very irresponsible owners. They should also be criminally charged also.
Visiting someone that lives nearby. A firefighter, a captain with the fire department, was also bitten in the leg, and then another person who was trying to help that couple was also bitten in the hand, is in the hospital tonight. We'll send it back to you.
Wow. So there you have it. This story was incredible. This was not at all what I expected out of this story. I actually thought those were police officers originally. And then I was trying to figure out, okay, why are they swinging axes when police officers have guns? I'm sure the police officers would have just, shot the dogs right there on the scene. But this is just incredibly sad that elderly gentleman lost his life. Hopefully his wife will pull through. This is just so devastating. Just unbelievable. These people who own the dogs, they are just so reckless, so careless. Like I said, they should never be allowed to own another dog in their life. Hopefully there are criminal charges coming. But anyhow, that's going to wrap up this episode of The Armchair Meddler. Once again, if you aren't subscribed, please subscribe. And also press that like button, and hope to see you on the next episode.